Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Depending on where you are joining us from, I hope you have had a wonderful day, a blessed day. It is Gail here, and today we will be discussing the second half of the impact divorce have on children, what every parent should know. And those who tune in yesterday know that I said I would come back with part two today, and here I am. So let's get into it, okay? So I am going to start where I left off at, and children benefit when the parent who does not have custody of the children maintain contact with the children on a consistent basis that the children can count on. And as we know, some, when they go through a divorce, if they didn't have full custody, one or the other would walk away. One or the other would walk away. So before I look at my notes or what I have on that, let me just do the conclusion from yesterday. And excuse me, I should have started off with this. So that topic was on degrading each other in front of the child. So degrading each other in front of children during a divorce can have detrimental effects on the child's emotional health and development, as well as complicate and hinder parental relationships. It's crucial for parents to focus on maintaining civility and respect for one another to protect their children from the fallout of divorce and promote a healthier co-parenting environment. Also, seeking support from professionals such as a therapist or mediators can also be beneficial in navigating, the divorce during those challenging times. Um, Now, when I want to say, when we come together and stand as one on our child, on our children, respecting each parent, you know, that should be encouraged. Encouraging children to love and respect both parents during the divorce is important. And let me tell you why. The first one would be emotional stability. Now, promoting a healthy relationship with both parents help children maintain a sense of stability during, those rough, tumultuous times. And they are less likely to experience the emotional turmoil that can arise from feeling caught in the middle of conflict because, again, as parents, we are so into why you hurt me, you did this, and no, you did that, that we forget that there are children involved or a child involved. And we're not looking at the toil that is taken on that child. Um, and also, children, they learn about relationships and conflict resolution by observing their parents. So encouraging love and respect fosters positive skills and encourage children to build healthy relationships, both now and in the future. The third reason why it reduces loyalty conflicts. When children are encouraged to love both parents, it minimizes the pressure they feel to choose sides. And a lot of times they're choosing, they feel like they're being forced to choose one over the other. So this helps reduce feeling of guilt and conflict that can arise from being placed in a divided loyalty position. And the only reason why that you should co-parent in peace and promote, respect and all of that, because that takes away that playing field from the child of trying to play two against the middle. Because, Children are very, very smart. But now, you've shown them how to be manipulative, and now they're going to use it against you. So we must always make sure that the children feel comfortable and secure in their relationship with both parents, and they're more likely to adapt and cope well in co-parenting situations. And this can lead to a more effective communication and cooperation between the parents. Today's children will learn how to, in the midst of their pain, turn the tables on you. With the tools you've given them to harm another parent, they will use it against both. So, healthy relationships with both parents can contribute to a child's emotional and physical and psychological well-being. They are likely to feel more supported and less anxious when they feel they can love both parents without the fear of repercussions. And what is the repercussion? Again, as I said earlier, you cannot talk bad about the other parent. And so it models respect as well. So encouraging children to respect both parents models appropriate behavior for them. It teaches them the importance of respect in relationships and how to handle conflict with maturity. The only time, to me, parents think that it doesn't matter when a child is young, but they can hear the tones change. They can read the body language, and they begin to know when this person shows up, there's a shift. So even when they're not putting the words together, they're putting the body language together. So for long-term benefits, as children grow, maintaining strong relationships with both parents can be beneficial for their personal development, and it allows for deeper connection and support throughout their lives. So, in conclusion, encouraging children to love and respect both parents during a divorce is about prioritizing their emotional health and well-being. It helps foster resilient and adaptable individuals who are better equipped to navigate life's challenges, including family dynamics. Because, we know that some, a parent will remarry. So here's someone new. Sometimes a parent remarries with a person that has a child of their own. Or sometimes the parent remarries and then another sibling is brought about, okay? So by promoting positive relationships, parents can help their children thrive despite the changes in their structure. So let's go on to number 6. Do not try to be the good parent. Oh, this is a biggie right here. Often, the parent who does not have custody fights for the children's loyalty by providing special treats and outings every time they are together. This makes it difficult for children who need order and daily routines. It eventually becomes difficult for the good parent also, since children will learn to expect certain treatment all the time. And that happens a lot. You know that your child, I don't know, maybe the grades are slipping. And you say, okay, well, maybe you're on phone restriction, or, we promised to go to the mall, but, you didn't earn it, so we're not going to go. And then here comes that other parent. I'm going to get you a pair of Jordans, and, you can have the latest design or whatever you want. And, and I'm going to put an 80-inch TV in your room. And you know what I mean? Trying to make that parent with custody look like the bad person. Basically trying to put horns on that parent. And that is so wrong. So Whenever possible, invite all parents to special occasions. Children who can look out in the audience and see all of their parents cheering for them suffer less than kids who try to figure out how to split themselves in half for the parents. Now, let's talk about that. And let's talk about why it is important, whether you lose custody or not, to maintain some type of relationship with your child. So, emotional security. Regular contact with both parents provide children with a sense of stability and emotional security. Knowing that both parents are involved in their lives can alleviate the feeling of abandonment or grief over divorce. Because you have some people, men and women both do it. The minute there's a breakup, you want to punish that one parent by walking away from your child. And you're not punishing the parent, you're punishing the child. That's who gets punished. Healthy attachment, okay? Continuing a relationship with both parents fosters healthy attachment styles. Children thrive when they feel loved and supported by both parents, which is essential for emotional development. Now, each parent often brings different strength and values and parenting styles, because I just believe unless there was some type of abuse there, while that parent was in the house, there was a level of respect that I want to say was asked for. Like, you have to respect your mom. Don't do this, don't do that. Consequences for your actions. But then suddenly a divorce comes and you're no longer on the same page. You're no longer on the same page. So when we were together, I was on the same page with you. And we agreed to this and that. But now that we're divorced, all of a sudden somebody's dropping the ball. Because I have to make it seem like it was your fault. Again, exposure to both can contribute to a more well-rounded upbringing, helping children develop diverse skills and perspectives. Now, it also reduced the feelings of guilt or conflict. Regular contact minimizes the likelihood of children feeling guilty about loving or wanting to spend time with the non-custodial parent. It helps clarifies that it's okay for them to have relationships with both parents, reducing potential conflicts of loyalty. It also shows them that they have a support network. Now a non-custodial parent often serves as a significant support figure, providing emotional and practical support. This relationship can be especially important during difficult times. You were there, that child's whole life. All of a sudden, the marriage falls apart and you abandon that child. Nothing worse. I shared that I had an incident that a young man came to the door looking for help or whatever the case may be. And we were trying to get in contact with the grandmother to pick him up. And I said, well, maybe you can call your dad. And he said his dad lived on the East Coast, but he doesn't have his dad's number. And I'm looking at this child, and he had to be, maybe 13, 14. I believe he said he was like in ninth grade. But this sadness that came across his face that burnt me inside. Like, how do you not have the other parent's number? And because you moved to the East Coast, like whether he was running away from whatever. But during a hard time like that, that boy should have been able to call his father and express what he's going through mentally, emotionally. And at that point, it was physically as well. And so that's something that we must stop doing. Oh, well, we're no longer together. And so now, forget her, forget anything that came out of her that you have put there to choose to walk away. We got to do better. Maintaining regular contact help create consistency and routine in children's lives. This predictability can provide comfort, stability, which is particularly important during the upheaval of divorce. And really, it just creates a long-term relationship. So strengthening the bond with non-custodial parents lays the foundation for a lasting relationship as the children grow. These connections can evolve to supportive, trusting partnerships that benefit their overall development. And that's why you have some children that product of divorces, if you look at them, you can never tell because both sides put their feelings aside and put their child first. They were able to go to games and be respectful and cheer together, to school plays, to graduations, having family get-togethers on both sides. That's not to say that, I have no relationship with your side, but I mean, if you've been married all those years, or even if you're married a couple of years, I just think that to sever all ties when there's still a child involved is wrong. It's wrong. I know that in my family that there are, parents that split or whatever the case may be. And, I'm still cool with the mother. I'm still cool with the grandmother because in the end, none of us had anything to do with it. And to say that I love my nephew or niece or whatever and treat their mom bad or their dad bad, then I don't love them. And as adults, even the ones on the outside, looking at this, relationship fall apart. Whether someone, we feel like, oh, he was never good for her, she was never good for him, or whatever the case may be, when there's children involved, if you stood or dealt with that person, accommodated their feelings or whatever this whole time, you cannot look in that child's face and say mean things about that other parent, because then you don't love that child. So, in conclusion, for the child's benefit, it is vital that the non-custodial parent maintains contact and involvement in their lives. This presence helps establish a robust emotional foundation, supporting children's growth and resilience while navigating the complexities of the family change. I wish people would get this part. I wish they would get it and not assume, forget it, I'm out. Because when you do that emotionally, it tears a child apart inside. And then to me, that's when they begin to act out because they don't know how to express that pain. Because that's a pain that you cannot put a Band-Aid on. Or, as they like to say, you can't put some tussin on that and say you'll be well in the morning. You just can't. So, by promoting healthy relationships with both parents, children are more likely to develop into a well-adjusted individuals. Now, when we talked about, special outings and treats to manipulate that other parent. Um, when a non-custodial parent tries to win a child's loyalty through special treats and outings, it can lead to several problematic outcomes that negatively impact that child. It can negatively impact that child. Okay, so the manipulation guilt. So, by offering special rewards or experiences, the parent may inadvertently manipulate that child's feelings. The child might feel guilty for enjoying time with one parent over the other, leading to internal conflict about their loyalties. Now, this can create an emotional burden where the child feels that they must choose one over the other. Now, undermining the custodial parent, because a lot of times that is what it's called, undermining that custodial parent. Now, the approach can undermine the custodial parent's authority and create tension, because really that is what the non custodial parent is looking to do. Again, it's not about the child, it's about getting even. Now, it may lead to the custodial parent being viewed as the bad parent for not providing the same level of indulgence. Now, this inconsistency can confuse the child regarding what is acceptable behavior and who they should rely on for emotional support. And it also creates a superficial relationship in the end. When the non-custodial parent relies on treats and outings to gain loyalty, the relationship becomes superficial because they're always looking for something. You want something and so do they. That child may begin to associate love and affection with material gifts rather than genuine emotional connection. Now, this could lead to an unhealthy attachment style and difficulties in forming meaningful relationships in the future. Now, expectations and disappointments. If the child begins to expect their loyalty for reward, it can create a I want to say a transactional type of view. Yeah, it's like you have to give me um, something in return. That's what it turns out to be. You have to give me in return. If you want to know what's going on in my mom or my dad's house, or you want this or that. So now we're going to the mall. But you have set that tone. You set the stage for this. Because now the minute you say no, that child is looking to disrespect you. So sometimes there's no win-win situation. You just created a whole monster. Now, this can lead to disappointment in the future if the non-custodial parent is unable or unwilling to consistently provide such experiences. It leads to resentment and resistance. As children mature, they may begin to recognize the manipulation. This realization can lead to resentment towards the parent who is trying to buy their loyalty. See how it turns back on you? Ultimately, the child may pull away or rebel against, that's right, that manipulative tactic, straining the relationship further. So again, all you did was create another problem. But you would be the first to try to blame somebody else. Emotional instability is what you're creating. The emotional instability created by conflicting messages about love and loyalty can contribute to anxiety, insecurity in children. They may struggle with understanding their place in family and dynamics between the parents. So, see, the ones that are out there angry, really angry at the parents, but you can't express that because you don't know how. Or if you say too many words, then your voice is being taken away from you, whether, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's through corporal punishment. It's true. Everything you do is deemed wrong when you've been doing the same thing for years and no one's ever said anything, but suddenly you start to feel targeted. Um, the conflict between parents, acting out of a desire to compete for a child's affection can escalate conflict between parents. This ongoing tension, it can create a stressful environment for the child who might feel the need to mediate or act as a peacemaker. And a lot of us know children that was put in that position. So I want to say, in conclusion, using special treats and outings to win a child's loyalty can be very manipulative and detrimental. It undermines genuine emotional connections and forces confusion and conflict. Confusion and conflict. So instead, both parents should strive to create environments where children feel loved, secure, and free to express their feelings towards both parents without the fear of repercussions. Um, so, consistent communication is crucial in helping children navigate their relationships with both parents. It is a must. So let's talk about planning ahead then we'll go back, okay, to my notes. Planning ahead. Let's see how we can plan ahead to avoid a lot of this. Now, children often wrongly assume something they did caused a divorce. Reassure them verbally that the divorce is not their fault. The second is maintain routines the child experiences regularly. A parenting class and support group can be helpful at this time. The third one is get children involved in family meetings where feelings can be shared and solutions to problems can be found together. Seek outside help. Because of the pain and trauma you are experiencing yourself in going through a divorce, it may be very difficult to be objective enough to accomplish these guidelines without support. Now, if at all possible, take time before introducing and adding new partners to the children's lives. Oh, I have spoken about this. Do not, if all possible, do not run into another relationship, because a lot of us do. Well, I mean, a lot of us do it because already we were cheating. And so now, it's just a matter of let me start this here relationship. And before the divorce is even final, here it is, this woman pregnant with another child. So the child starts to realize, so you've been cheating all the while. Because how is this person pregnant? It could be from the man, it could be from the woman. I'm going to say from the man, meaning that man was in a relationship with another woman already. It could be from the woman, oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, no, this is not your daddy's baby. This is my boyfriend's baby. That meant that you're telling that child that whatever the father was saying the whole time was true, and that you are the reason why this marriage or relationship fell apart. We must remember that. Okay. Um, Allow them to take their time forming relationship with new partners. They may not warm up as quickly as you would like, and that's normal. Don't try to force them to like your new partner. Let me just say this. A lot of times in these relationships, during a divorce, we want our children to really like this new partner. Oh, he's doing this for us, and you. Let me tell you something. First of all, you need to take small steps. Second of all, whoever that new partner is does not need to come in asserting their authority, making that child feel like, you know, wait, who are you and why are you speaking to me this way? You should never allow a parent, a parent's new partner to use any type of corporal punishment on your child. No. And the reason why you have to do it slowly is because in this here day and time, you know, the sheep and wolves clothes, they're out there. And how many stories have you read across the social media that, you know, the mother's new boyfriend was essaying, you know, her son or daughter the whole time, or the father's new girlfriend was physically and mentally abusing that child the whole time. But you was just looking like, oh, everything is together because your focus was on that man or woman and not your child. So I just truly, truly believe that, you know, you need to heal yourself before you just jump into another relationship, because, you know, a lot of us, we be on that, oh, I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be by myself. So, you know, I have to know that I still got it. I can still pull him or I can still pull her. You know, we take it to the level of I, me, and not what's best for this child. That still depends on you. Or you rushing and not seeing the warning signs that this person is a liar and an abuser. But all your child knows is that he hears you crying, and then it will come a point where he sees why you're crying, and that child is helpless. And for the parent, when the child comes to say that XYZ is going on, and that child is displaying fear, anxiety, anger, or whatever, then it is your job to protect that child, even if it means going back into court and redoing that order. Like, no. If your child comes to you and say that this person is abusing them, you cannot look your child in the face and say, whatever happens at your mother's house, that's her business. Whatever happens at your father's house, that's your business. It is their business. But when it involves your child and that child is being manipulated, abused, or watching the other parent being abused, then it's time for you to step up. Because too many of our children are slipping through the cracks for the sake of your bed. Remember that. And I said it, for the sake of your bed. Now, spend time with your children away from the new partner. And I kind of agree with that. You still have to have that one-on-one time. And this is why To me, I just believe after you have a divorce, dating, no one said you can't date. But all that bring your bags with you and, to each his own, but I just don't see it. Don't expect your child to fill all your needs, especially those that another adult should fill. Hear that and know it. Your children are not your therapist, no matter how old they are. And there are some things you should not discuss with them. That's a no-no. Inform school, people, friends, or other support folks what is going on so that they can watch for opportunities to comfort, console, and listen to those kids who parents are divorcing. So life skill children can learn. Children learn that they can handle whatever circumstances life presents with the courage and optimism. They can see the opportunity to learn and grow from experiences instead of seeing problems as failures. Now, parenting pointers. This is for the parent. Studies on children of divorce have shown that when parents handle divorce effectively, their children did better socially, academically, and emotionally 1 year after divorce than they have been doing before the divorce. So, your attitude will greatly influence your child's attitude. If you feel guilty, the children may sense that a tragedy is taking place and will act accordingly. If you accept the fact that you are doing the best you can under the circumstances and they are moving forward, success instead of failure, children will sense this and act accordingly. Don't expect instant adjustment to be a divorce situation. Adjusting to a divorce is a process. Okay, so that is right there. We're going to stop right there. So we just did the divorce on positive discipline. Now, let me just add my notes in here because you all know I do take notes. Now, in conclusion, the impact of divorce on children, what every parent should know, okay? Understanding the impact of divorce on children is crucial for any parent navigating this life-altering transition. Now, as a guide highlights, children often grapple with complex emotions and they react in varied ways depending on their age. Personality, dynamics, the family situation, the importance of fostering open communication, maintaining stability, and providing consistent support cannot be overstated. Now, divorce can be a daunting experience, not only for parents, but also for children who may feel insecure or uncertain about their future. So by recognizing the potential challenges and equipping themselves with strategies to address them, parents can play a pivotal role in their children's emotional healing and their adjustment. So reflecting on insight, it's really evident that effective co-parenting is essential. Collaborating with the other parent, prioritizing the children's emotional needs, and striving to minimize conflict can enhance a child's ability to cope and change. And so ultimately, the journey through divorce should focus on nurturing a strong, loving environment where children feel safe and valued. By equipping themselves with knowledge and empathy, parents can mitigate the negative effects of divorce and foster resilience. allowing their children to thrive despite the challenges they may face. This reflection serves as a reminder that while the road ahead may be complex, an understanding and commitment to the child's well being, it's possible to navigate this transaction in a healthy, positive manner. Hey, we made it through the effects that a divorce can have on a child. Okay. So, as we wrap up today's reading, I really want to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you. And I truly hope that this helps someone that's going through a divorce. And if you know someone that's going through a divorce and they're having a hard time, this is the reason why I say share, 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 share the video, share the video, share the video. Now, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe, because that is how we help to get the word out and just build up our community here with To The Point 101. Let's talk about it, because we have to talk about it. There's no more sweeping things under the rug that's piled up so high that you can walk under that rug, put a house and some furniture up under the rug. That's how much mess is up under that rug. So we have to do better. In order to do better, we have to share. Okay. So don't forget, you can support the channel by sending stars on Facebook, on To The Point 101, Let's Talk About It, or on He First Loved Us. Both channels you can do stars, or you can send super things on YouTube, or you can use the Buy Me a Coffee app. But you can also purchase t-shirts to support the channel. www.tothepoint101.com. And right now we're having a special. You buy one and get half off the other. So take advantage of that. And again, hopefully you have gained some insight. The bottom line is, when it's all said and done, we have to continue to pray for our children, because we need prayer ourselves, first of all. We need prayer ourselves. And teach your child how to pray. Teach your child how to pray. You have a lot of people saying, oh, I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that. But when it's all said and done, there's one person that can help us through it. We're really three. The triad, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And we must remember that. And that's what we need to build our foundation and trust on. And that's who we need to look forward to help us navigate through those tough times. Okay. So I will see you all soon for the next reading. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless.